Welcome back to another edition of the B4evaKool Podcast. My name is Rex45.
My name is TJ with Two Wheels and Coffee.
What's going on, man? How is September treating you?
Actually, September is pretty nice. The weather's, fair, I would say.
Okay.
Pretty cool, not too hot, But as you know, you don't know, but racing is coming to an end for me for the year.
I think it's already ended.
Yeah, it's ended.
Although I guess you must be daydreaming, hoping it's still not one more round.
It hasn't hit me yet, so we're still fresh off the weekend. Hasn't hit me yet. I'll give it like 3 weeks to a month when I would be expecting another round, and then although that some of the racers are going to Daytona,
right?
For I think in a couple weeks.
So whether you're in denial or not in denial, what's the season? How do you sum up the season in 2024 for you? And
I would say that it was just regular. I can't say that I improved. I can't say that I didn't compete as much. So like I didn't compete in as many races. It is an expensive sport, so it was a little setback this year. Overall, I had a blast. I mean, just the camaraderie with all the friends out there. We're basically family now on the racetrack. It's just entertaining to be out there, to say the least.
Right.
So when it comes to riding, it's just being out there more for fun. Last year, I competed in a lot more races where I didn't think I would be competing as strong, but it turned out fairly well in points. This year was a little setback.
Right. So when you say regular, what is, if last year was more races, less races is regular?
I mean, it's just like it was just like a weekend. I would go out there just to have fun.
Right.
I mean, that's what it's about anyway.
Yeah. Yep.
But you always like to go out there to get faster, improve. I say that because there's times last year where I'd had a faster time than I did this year, so I didn't improve on any time. That's why I say it's just more of just a season that can't say a waste, but it was just have fun.
Right. So, and not to play Dr. Phil or anything like that, is this your first season where you didn't get faster?
Yeah, I mean, it's just not enough track time.
Right. No, I'm not asking for excuse. I'm just asking if this is the first time. So, because I mean, if every year you've been like getting faster, and faster, and then this is the first year. So I mean, I know for myself, and I assume every rider goes through the same thing, where they have a year where they don't improve. And again, it could be seat time, it could be finance, it could be injuries, it could be whatever, right? But this is fresh for you. So what's that like? You wanna kick over some buckets and whatnot, or
the last race that I had at this round, it was a pretty good one. It was 37 riders on the grid, 3 different waves, but we had experts and amateurs out there. And it was really fast guys, and I felt like I kept up pretty well. And the guys that I know running in teens, I was right behind them, and I didn't get it. And it was a little disappointing, but I want the end of the year, getting back into the teens. My fastest time there was an 18.5.
Right.
I got a 20.2 was my last race in the round, but just really close to the times, but it's just not what I wanted. So not disappointed, because at the end of the day, I stayed up on 2.
Right.
Came back in the paddock and still enjoyed. So
yeah, no, I know what that's like. I think. Man, I tell people all the time, I had about 3-4 years where I didn't get faster due to events in my life, injuries, and changing bikes and stuff like that. So mentally it drags. You know what I'm saying? Because you're quicker and so forth. So it is it's a very weird place to be in. I remember my first year, and it took me probably. I mean, at least I had not necessarily excuses, but at least I had things to say. Okay, I can point to this the first year, the second year, the third year. But after the fourth year, it was like, okay, what's going on and stuff like that, and and that was very difficult. For me, and for me, I had to, get back down to the basics and fix a lot of things, and also, realize, okay, maybe it wasn't me, what I mean? Maybe it was the bike, you know what I'm saying? And it took a while to also come to that conclusion as well. Like, okay, what I mean? Like, maybe it's not me, even though I'm a new rider and stuff like that and all that. And I got my bike checked out. And, after I got my bike checked out, there was an issue, sorted it out, and it made a difference. You know what I mean? So I know what that's like, and that's why I asked, because, for, folks that are, when I was first going through it, you just want to kick rocks, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. No, I do agree to that. I would consider this year more of a fine-tuning year. Like I said, I got to do some servicing to the bike, which I know that will help me improve. Like I said, finances came into play, so I did 3 rounds this year out of 6.
Okay.
And I did 1 track day opposed to last year done like 4 or 5.
Right.
So this is my 4th year racing, and the first year was more of an introduction. I started with the 400, did a few rounds there. The second year, I got the R6. So that was like my first year on a faster bike. And then, my third year, I was really into it.
Right.
And this was more of like the fine tuning year to see, like, more of like to prepare for next year, I would say.
Yeah. No, man. Listen, it happens, and it happens to all of us. And as I've already said, even my season ended abruptly. Not abruptly, and not to my own doing initially, but just scheduling and so forth. In my case, this year, it just made sense just to kind of like, okay, let me just be done, regroup for next season, get bikes sorted out and stuff like that. Figure out, what I'm going to do next year. Because, sometimes it's you, sometimes it's, other things. And it's always, I don't want to pick on any organizations out there. But sometimes it's the organization too. You know what I'm saying? So, in this case, it was just kind of like, let me regroup for next year. And it was a little disappointing because, even though it's club racing, I think I was tied in first place in one of the classes I was racing in second place in another one. So, I had reasons to still go racing and stuff like that. But it is what it is. So yeah, it's not 2024. It is not this. It's not the season I had expected either. But next year, I'm already planning for that already. I'll probably be back racing in December. Doing track day. Well, I'm doing a track day in a couple of weeks. I'm going to Barber in a couple of weeks. So
yeah, that's right.
and not even a couple of weeks. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to bring out the R6. So while the KTM's are getting service, I'm hoping to do a track day. October, November. And then, get racing in December. So, and also, working out and stuff like that. So it's a couple of months, man. It's not a lot of time. And I know for you, have you figured out your plans yet for next year? You kind of still sorting them out?
Well, yeah, I plan on still continuing to continue with the series and hopefully stretch out a little further, hit a couple new tracks or just more track days. So yeah, definitely want to get ahead of the game. For sure. I know we talk about how you want to get all your gear together, sort everything out, organize, and get everything you need, because when that day comes to get ready, there's always that one bolt that's missing that's going to have you set back.
No doubt. Before we get
into... So I do want to shout out for, since we're talking about the season, a couple of people that helped me out. Bam Bam, I know they know it's John. He always look out for everybody, but he did help me out this year. Make sure that I was able to have some rubber to lay down on the track, to keep me going, knowing that tires are expensive. My guy Doug that I always pay with across always helped me when I needed some issues, and my boy Matt Lewis. So I want to shout them three out. There's plenty more, but that's what I can think of off the top of my head that definitely helped me through the 3 rounds, especially.
Nice. Yeah, shout out to Bam Bam. You don't know, but he's going to be on the show next week. So,
Hey,
I mean, he's definitely he's a good guy, and he's a very important figure to me in at Loudon, and that his personality and just his approach to life. You know what I'm saying? It's a pretty cool vibe. So, and I'm looking forward to chopping it up with him next year. Before we get into MotoGP and World Superbike, we're doing a giveaway on the B4evaKool podcast. So, folks, go to B4evaKool.com and go sign up. You can win some Dainese custom gear, custom boots, and stock gloves. The giveaway is running, I believe, until January, but you got to get in on the ground floor, which is September. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe and, and comment. Yeah, man. MotoGP, man.
wild, man. It's wild. Man, I want to say as many weeks or racing is left and how tight everything is, these guys can't get hurt, man.
You see it.
I mean, they gotta.
You see it with
They gotta be.
Go ahead.
Be perfectionists right now. No, I'm just saying they can't get hurt. They can't. Just things can't happen right now. It's just too tight. What I mean by that is just no breaks in between.
Yeah.
So like if something happens, you got to race next week. Like it's just detrimental. So like it's like the schedule is really hard at the end.
Yeah,
right
they're going to be walking wounded if they're hurt, and if they want to win. And when we say they, it's Bagnaia, Martin, Marquez, and Bastianini, right? I think they're the top four. To try to get this thing. I think with like 7 rounds left. And we see, and we'll go into World Superbike, but you see Top Rock hurt, being out. It's unfortunate. He's fortunate that Petrucci came through and saved some points for him by winning the whole weekend. But nonetheless, Martin, Marquez, none of those guys, Pecco, none of those guys can get hurt. So you're absolutely right about that. And also, I think it also, they have to be, some kind of clean racing too, right? And I bring that up because of Bastianini winning GP. It was it clean?
It was not clean, but like that's another corner where, like I was bringing back Pecco the other week, or it just wasn't the right corner.
Yeah,
it was not clean. Yeah. I mean, it was the last lap, so
I was gonna say there's no other corner left.
Yeah, it was the last lap. So, but like that was so desperate. Like that was, I don't know. It was a good racing move, but that was tight.
That's Marc Marquez 101. Stop it. Stop it.
That is. There we go.
He did it in the WDW. If I'm saying that right. With Ducati Race Week. When he did it to Bugala. That's Marc Marquez.
Crashed out. I remember that.
Exactly. That's Marc Marquez all day.
That is facts. I'll give you that.
It's weird to see Bastianini do it, but that's Marc Marquez. Even Rossi school every day, all day.
Yeah. What'd you say when that move happened? Would you like, ooh? Did you fire it up?
It was one of those. I would have preferred for Bastianini to not have ran wide. If he just did a block pass and just put his bike there and he was able to save the apex or somewhat, I think I would have felt better about it. But at the end of the day, it's racing. Martin has done some moves on Pecco in the past. Acosta's done some move on people. Again, Marquez has done move on people. So, it's one of those deals where, bro, I mean, and he did stay up. So it's not like they both stayed up. You know what I'm saying? And for Martin, I mean, everybody wants to win, right?
There's no grass there, so I was lucky.
Yeah. Everybody wants to win. But, I would have liked it to be a little bit cleaner. But at the same time, with all the moves I've seen over the years in racing, he won. And it is what it is. The race direction didn't change to do anything about it. And I think if Martin didn't give up, race direction might have done something. But I think the fact that he gave up on the last, I don't know, corner or, I don't know how far it was, but he gave up. I think after that incident happened, he pretty much gave up. And I think if he didn't give up, race direction might have changed that.
Yeah, they were ahead, I think, by like 7 seconds ahead of Marc Marquez at the time.
Right.
So when that happened, he definitely had enough time to get back on the racetrack, but he definitely didn't give it his all in his last lap. What do you think of his little gesture at the end?
Which one? Who?
Martin.
Oh, I didn't see it.
He gave his little.
Listen, man. Like again, like I said, I think Bastianini, Pecco, like these guys ride pretty clean for the most part. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, even from last season, Martin has, done some passes that, we can sit here and say, okay, bro. So it's not like he doesn't do it. You see what I'm saying? And that was the only place that Bastianini could have done it. I think if Bastianini ran wide, it would have been different. But I think he was able to stop enough to throw Martin off his game. So it worked out for Bastianini. But we saw in their race, the people were trying to make them passes, but they would run wide and lose the position back. You know what I'm saying? So he could have, I don't know, he could have done it multiple times in the last few laps. He could have been attacking them just about it, every lap and maybe in that same place, right? So he also only did it once. Not that I'm making an excuse, but he did it once. They both stayed up. It wasn't as pretty as we'd want to see. But at the same time, who's going to be mad at him other than Martin and Pramac?
Well, you know what? When I saw Bastianini behind Martin with a few laps to go, there's only one thing I thought. It was happening.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's going for the hat trick. How many times he's come back and passed Martin? Like he's proven, I can get by you. I mean, granted that was a harsh move because it was last lap, but it was happening.
Yeah,
he had to do it.
Yeah, and
he had to.
And yeah. Out of Martin, Pecco, and Bastianini, I think that Bastianini has proven he can beat Martin in the when they qualify together or close, or when Bastianini's up front. Yeah, when they're close, Bastianini generally beats Martin.
Right.
Generally,
it's proven.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing that's, I don't want to keep beating a dead horse. It doesn't matter now. These guys are on different manufacturers for next year and stuff like that. So it is what it is. But, Yeah.
So what that did was that sacrificed some points. Excuse me. 5 points right there. Shaved off right there. Help Pecco, even though, Pecco had his little incident.
Bro.
Somehow, Marc Marquez always finds his way on the podium. So he's patenting stats. He's always getting it.
Yo, ghost in the machine, bro. Ghost in the machine. Ducati don't want to come out and, I figure I don't know who I saw talking about technology, and I forget how they reference it. But I'm a geek, and the thing is, technology crashes. Your phone, your computer, if it's in your car, if it's in your bike, if it's in your GoPro, technology crashes. And it normally doesn't crash, but when it does, it's a doozy. You know what I'm saying? And, that's the thing about tech right now and in the bikes and stuff like that. Could the bike had a brain fart? I mean, it looked like he locked up the front really fast when Pecco went down. That was out of nowhere. From what I could tell, it was out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if it's the tech or if it's the hardware. You know what I'm saying? Because, maybe the brakes just had a bigger bite that moment. You know what I'm saying? Versus all other time. But could it have been a mistake of the rider? It seems like when Martin and Bastianini, when Martin and Pecco crash, I think it's something on the bike that has a brain fart, for lack of a better word, and the bike just does that.
So I like how you said, could it be the rider? So I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. Do you think Pecco is good at chasing? So case in point is every time he's behind the pack and he's trying to get to the front, there's always an incident. Case in point, hitting Alex Marquez. A lot of the times he wins. Most of his points is off of first place. A lot of the times when he doesn't win, it's a crash out.
Right.
He's barely finishing in, like fifth or whatever. But do you think when it comes down to him chasing, he has a good chance of winning?
I would say this. From what I can tell, Pecco's the closest thing to a Lorenzo, to a Marc Marquez, to a Valentino Rossi, as far as mental coolness. You know what I'm saying? Just generally don't make mistakes. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't know what Valentino's stats are for crashing out and stuff like that, because he's crashed out of some races, obviously, and they all do, and stuff like that. But he does crash out when you don't expect him to. And he was pushing. He was going faster, for sure. You know what I mean? But that's the thing, I think Martin makes more mistakes than Pecco, right? Out of the two of them, Martin crashes. I think if Martin crashed less, he'll be further ahead and made less mistakes. He'll be further ahead than Pecco crashing out, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but I think when Pecco's in front, he rarely crashes out in first place.
Oh, no, but he has this year. He crashed out in the last corner. I mean, so he has in first place. That's the thing. He's crashed out in first place. And, like I said, again, we're human beings, right? So we're going to make our mistakes. Marquez on the Honda generally crashed out in practices a lot, right? And then he was fine for the race. Maybe these guys don't push as hard in practice and don't necessarily find the limit in practice, and then maybe they have to, flirt with the limit a little bit more in the race. Where Marquez, he flirts with the limit in practice, and then in the race he knows where it is. You know what I'm saying? Again, this guy's in second place in the championship, and Martin is in first place. So it's really hard to say that it's a disaster, right? You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not, I think if I was a MotoGP rider, I would want to be in the VR46 Academy, because that will give me the best chance. That will give me the most confidence, everything, being mentored by Valentino Rossi. So I think out of all the riders on the grid, I think the VR46 Academy guys, I think, have the most confidence. So, yes, they're going to make mistakes, right? But that's why it's tricky to say, like, you know, he crashes out here and there. He's won the world title 2 times in a row, and he's in second place right now to win it, to do a three-peat. So it's hard to have a perfect year. I mean, it's hard. You know, you can't be the Bulls or go. Well, you know, I mean, it's only the Bulls because they won the title when they when they went on that run. You know, Patriots didn't do it. The Warriors didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's really hard to say that. But I don't want to sit here and, like, they make mistakes. We make mistakes.
Well, if there's anyone that can figure it out down in the crunch time, we know we can have confidence in Pecco for sure.
Yeah. I think so.
He can fix his mistakes,
you know,
pretty easy. I just think that when he's chasing, he pushes a little harder, and he finds himself making more mistakes chasing. That's my opinion, opposed to being in first place. Even though, you know, he's 2-time champ.
Right. But you have to, though. When you're in second place, you have to. Because, you know, as you point out, when he's in first place, if he's a second up front, he can manage that. When he's trying to chip time off, he has to take more risk. When you're in the back chasing, you got to take more risk. You know what I'm saying? So your chances of making mistakes are greater. Now, I will say, you know, Martin tends to crack under pressure in first place when he's being pursued more than Pecco. But nonetheless, when you're behind, you got to, and you're already at the limits. You're taking more risk, you know what I'm saying? And so I do see that. And generally, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Pecco thought he could at least get in front of Martin, if not win the race. And you know what I mean? And went for it versus thinking about the championship.
It's chess out there, man. So, like, strategy is just, like, get in front of Pecco. That's your best chance of him crashing out.
Right.
If Martin jumps up front, don't worry. He might crash out. You know, it's just, you know, it's a lot of strategies out there.
Right.
Now, Mark Marquez.
What do you think about the KTM guys, you know, or Aprilia?
What for this round?
Yeah, for the past round, yeah.
I mean, they didn't do anything. It's all Ducati.
Yeah, it's interesting, and you know, I don't know. I don't know if the KTM guys or even the Aprilia guys have a cohesive unit. It seems like Ducati riders are more cohesive than the Aprilia riders and the KTM riders and stuff like that. And it seems like for some reason, the Ducati riders, they share the data, they learn from each other, they compete against each other, and they generally, I mean, when you look at it, they're you know, out of 10 bikes, at least 7 of them are Ducatis, top 10.
I mean, Fabio had a good ride. I'll give him that. To bring that Yamaha to where it is, you know, and to have, you know, all Ducatis up there. But
right.
I mean, Maverick, 6th place. Fabio, 7th. I mean, and then you got Miguel. Miguel in 10th. I mean, like, there's 2 Aprilias and 1 Yamaha. I mean, ain't no KTMs in there.
Yeah. No, I mean, Brad crashed out. I forget where Acosta crashed out. He crashed out in the sprint, I think. You know, it's...
he must have a DNF. He only did 8 laps. I think he did crash out. Yeah, he did crash out, actually.
Yeah. You know, so, you know, it's interesting to see how much the KTMs and the Aprilias are struggling this year. I thought at the beginning of the year they would have been doing better than they are. I assume the riders did too, and the same thing for Aprilia, because all the Aprilias kind of struggled the whole weekend. And, you know, it sounds like it's the bikes and not the riders.
Yeah, I mean, didn't they just do this track too? Like, you know.
Yeah, and they had a test.
Yeah, so like, I mean, we've seen what Pedro Acosta is doing, so he's like a prime example of someone who's going extra hard, probably getting extra parts for improvement. Brad Binder is not showing anything. I mean, Jack Miller, like, it's just a disaster. If I have them all not show anything, especially this race, like I said, Pedro crashed out. Jack Miller finished 16th. Brad Binder 19th. He did remount, but he was way back. It's just it ain't show nothing. Nothing.
It did not. But it was great to see. I definitely was hoping for a different outcome. I'm always rooting for Pecco, and so it's very difficult when he doesn't, when he crashes out or whatever the case may be. But we do this podcast and we got to talk about everybody. So even though I'm a fan of his, it's motorcycle racing. You got to show up. You got to do your part. And Bastianini did that in the GP. And Martin as well, and Martin recovered from the last weekend of pitting too early and stuff like that. So these guys are going down and they're being resilient by coming back and standing tall. So I'm pretty sure Pecco stand tall next round, and we'll leave it there.
I mean, they got to jump right back on it.
Yeah.
They got to forget about it. It's just like another game, you can't dwell on it. You just gotta go out and just perform as best you can in the next race, get those points.
Right.
Time's running out.
Oh, no doubt, man. Moto 2, Celestino Vietti. Dude, I thought he was gonna go down. I literally was just like, thought he was gonna go down. I'm like, okay, Cadet's gonna win another one.
Dude, I like Eric Canet. I mean, I didn't think that was gonna happen. But if he could see what we saw, I mean, I know he feels it too. Like, he had it. That was his second time to get a first place. And it was just stolen from him by no
one. He thought on last corner he tried to block, and for whatever, I don't know if he was in the wrong gear. I don't know if he braked too much.
In the wrong gear.
You know what I'm saying? But he had no drive.
No drive. Like, I didn't get it. He was in the wrong gear or something. He had to be.
Something. But Vietti for not giving up, bro. I mean, like, the dude, he was riding like a Bronco, bro. Like the last lap or 2 laps, that bike was like, I don't know if he made mistakes. I don't know if the tires were done, a combination of both. But, bro, he literally, I was just like, I was just like, oh, here's another one that he didn't win.
He won by 29 thousandths of a second.
Yeah, bro.
0.029.
And I feel good for him, man, because I think
that's a great one.
Yeah, I think he's a really good rider. You know what I'm saying? And after the injuries, I believe last year, he struggled a bit. On the WP suspension this year, he struggled a bit. I think the KTM Akiowa team is one of the best teams in MotoGP. I know he's leaving at the end of the season. I'm not sitting here saying it's a demotion, but the KTM is one of the best teams in MotoGP, Moto 2. You know what I'm saying? And I can't think of any team, maybe VDS, you know what I mean? I mean, like, who else, right? Those guys, those are the teams that you want to be on and stuff like that. So for him to, I don't know, I believe it's his first win of the season. I think he was on the podium before this year, but not a win. And, so to give them a win, even though he's leaving at the end of the season, to have it at home, and the way it happened, because that Moto2 race was exciting to watch.
Yeah, it was really exciting. I mean, and the way the points is coming out, I mean, there's championship leaders that's, not throwing away the race, but, just giving others chance for them to solidify.
Yeah, so. Yeah. It's very interesting how the year's gone. It looks like Ayaguro, he's doing everything to try to get that championship. Joe Roberts, I mean, it's motorcycle racing, man. It's not easy to keep at that level every round. But these are guys that's been in Moto2 for a while that you want to see come up and do well. Even Lopez, not Lopez. He finished third. He rides on BDS now, Mark BDS. Not what's his name? Tony Albolino.
Oh, Tony Avellino,
yeah. So I mean, even him. I mean, it would have been different. I think he lost a gear or two, or couldn't shift or something like that. Ran wide, and it's crazy to see the mistakes. Right, it's the mistakes that cause some of these riders to not get on the win. Because in this case, he got on the podium, but literally, I think he had that happen to him twice in a race, and it cost him first place probably.
I mean, Igor is winning. He finished fourth. So, I mean, that was barely holding on, Garcia trying to keep up with the points. And like you said, Joe Roberts and Dixon.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, it's going to be a dogfight to the end. And it's crazy because I'm getting used to watching the sprints now.
Mm-hmm.
It's now I wish Moto2 had a sprint race or something.
Right.
Just to have better competition.
I completely agree. I think sprint racing for Moto2 is going to come, I think, at some point. We need more stuff on Saturday, and it'll be cool. It is what it is. I'm not going to pick on any of the riders because the sprint race to them is like qualifying. They don't really, it's like they win and they get points, but they don't really feel like it's a GP win. So that part is interesting to see. Let's go over to World Superbike. Danilo Petrucci, the hat trick. Did you see that come in before the weekend?
No, not at all. I mean, I know he's a dogfight rider. I mean, from where? I saw a picture online. It showed him back in February when he was laid up in the hospital.
Yeah.
Jacked up, and then they show September, and he's in the podium. It's dude, that's an amazing turnaround. Who would expect that? I mean, that just shows the will that he has in him, and I mean, the confidence that he has. And a lot of people don't see it because they see Top Rock and all these other top riders, and he's just blending right on in and showing that he still got it. I mean, I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's the only rider to win in Moto America, MotoGP, World Superbike, and the Dakar.
Wait. Did you say the only rider?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
All four. Pretty, you know what I'm saying? So pretty crazy. And the crazy part is, before he got to MotoGP, he was a police officer. He left riding, became police officer, and Pramac, I believe it's Pramac, who gave. I mean, he grew up in a paddock through his father and stuff like that. And I believe he raced, I think maybe stock 1000 European or something like that. But nonetheless, to come into MotoGP as a huge rider, because he was very big, and the amount of weight he's had to lose, and the amount of exercise that he has to do to keep the weight off, because he was just such a heavy rider. Listen, to win in MotoGP, I mean, there's a lot of riders in MotoGP that's never been on the podium, much less won. You know what I'm saying?
He won a Mugello too.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I think he won more than once too. So
he more than one than once. But Mugello is I mean, that's a track that that's like backyard tracks for
those. Right. I think I was at that win. I think it was him. I forget who it is, but it was 28. Well, I don't know if it was 2018. I was in Mugello in 2018. But no, to see that, and then to know he was to lose his seat, right, in a factory deal. He got to the factory Ducati, and then to go to KTM and struggle with KTM after that, and deciding to leave MotoGP and go to America. You know what I'm saying? Like he went to America and won races and finished second in the championship. And, he's never been to any of the tracks he raced at in Moto America before. You know,
Except for State Coda, it was the only one.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And to do that, and then to get into World Superbike, and to go, to get the invitation to go to the Dakar and to win a stage, right? It's huge. And so he's not Valentino Rossi, he's not Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? He's Danilo Petrucci, and this dude has done something that no one else has done.
I mean, it happens once in a while. You know what I'm saying? For a racer to win, to win the whole weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like, not a lot of riders do that. I mean, we did witness some MotoGP riders like Marc Marquez has done it this year. A few other riders have done it this year.
Right.
I can't think off the top of my head, but that's something special. It's very hard to win back to back to back. In one weekend. That means you really got to figure it out for sure. But it's just hats off to that. I mean, especially like you said, winning in 4 different platforms, 4 different series.
Yeah.
It's just impressive.
That's pretty crazy. Shout out to the other guys. I mean, Boogler is doing everything. He's doing everything to try to gain points on Top Rock. And, Anoni, he's trying. Fortunately, the crashes is not helping him. And it's not, it's just, it's his first year back. So I guess it is to be expected. But the crashes is not helping him. I would have thought the BMWs, shout out to Gerloff, because he was definitely up trying to run with those guys and stuff like that. But the BMWs struggled this past weekend too.
We was talking about Top Rock a few rounds ago where I'm just like, oh yeah, it's over. I was like, he's gonna run away with this. He's winning every single race. Like, no one expected this. But like I was saying in the GP, like, no one can get hurt.
Yeah.
And it could be easy as, I'm glad Top Rock's okay, but that was, I think, in practice.
Yeah.
And he had to sit out 2 rounds for that, and looking at the point standings right now, Boogler is like 13 off now.
Right. And who knows what the next round is like. So.
Right. So. Yeah. Thank God that Top Rock had that advantage, but it's just that's how it can come down to play, And
it can't be a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? When you're when you're injured and you're just sitting on the sidelines, and it's not like somebody's beating you straight up. You're just not there. You know what I'm saying? So It's also, and he was there for the weekend. So and these are pro riders, and I'm pretty sure they have all the right people around them, because he's going to have to jump in and not have patience, right? You know what I'm saying? And everything to try to, just to save the championship. He may not win every race when he comes back, but now hopefully the people around him are just saying, look, we just need the points at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard for riders who just want to win and go. You know what I'm saying? But he's going to have to flip the switch and go into, okay, I need points. I'm hurt. I don't know what my condition is going to be like this round. And when I get there, even though I want to win, I might just need to get some points.
It's going to be tough, man. But for sure, like, who knows how his body's feeling, but he probably need another round of rest. But for that championship, do you want to risk it? Like, that's the thing. Well, now you have to go,
Yeah, and BMW's come out and said, they want his health is the number one concern, as they should. So, which is, it's like we get our first, we get our one chance to win a title, and we got to just sit here and say we got to do what's best for the rider. It's
like the back kick and stuff.
Yeah.
Why us?
Yeah, it's a tough position to be in, man, for sure. The WCR, Anna Carrasco's in first place, I believe, for the first time for the whole season. She, another Spaniard did her a favor by taking out Maria Herrera.
Yeah, so man, these girls be riding hard. So, I mean, it's hard to see, like, I don't know. These girls be taking each other out a lot lately.
You
I
know,
mean, they're trying to run up
bro.
front, and what do you say?
I see you guys send it.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, I thought it was a tough battle, and yeah, Maria Herrera. I mean, she's a good rider. She wins the championship, though.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see because Anna's been fighting. I'm rooting for Anna. I'm not gonna lie. I like Maria too. I mean, that doesn't. I mean, whoever wins, I'm happy for anyone who wins. I followed Anna Carrasco before I started following Maria Herrera. That's all. But they're both very talented riders, and it's very, I was looking at the corner where she got taken out, and as many times that I was just like, if somebody doesn't give, because they were doing that a lot. Somebody would be on the inside, somebody on the outside, and somebody was always like letting somebody pass, and I'm just like, it could have got ugly, even in race one. You know what I'm saying? And so it was. It's racing. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate for Maria. I don't know if she would. I mean, she's been not dominating the series, but she's been finishing in front of Anna more. So obviously she got more points, kind of thing. But that's a tough pill to swallow. I'm very sure when that happened.
I mean, at the end of the day, she has like the most experience, I believe, right? I mean. Yeah, I didn't want to come into. I didn't want to come into this WCR a little biased because like I didn't really know a lot of the riders, and it's a new series, so I was rooting for Mallory Dobbs, and she hasn't had any luck this year.
No.
And then Maria and Anna, so it was like the only three that I was kind of rooting for. But now, as you see, it's coming down to those two in the points.
Yeah, those two. But the other riders getting quicker, and I think next year is going to be more competitive. It's interesting. We see this with Moto E, where it's all Ducatis. We see it with the WCR, where it's all Yamahas, and it's really come down to the talent, the riders, and your team setup kind of thing. And you see how the difference in the times on the riders. You know what I mean, on their skill set. So, I'm not sitting here saying other classes should have the same bike. I mean, we've seen Ducati having 8 bikes on the grid for so long, and we see what that competition is like. But it's definitely interesting to see the results when everybody's on the same machine.
How many more rounds they got? I'm trying to check right now. Let's see.
Yeah, I believe a couple, if I'm wrong. I know that, yeah, I would have to look, but I think they have like a couple of rounds.
Oh, yeah, but that's what I was trying to look for. See how many rounds they got left.
Yeah. No, it's been very exciting. World Superbike.
I love it.
Yeah, it was very exciting. MotoGP was very exciting, man. I'm looking forward to it. And, I can't wait for the next few rounds. So let's wrap up, man. So, you got a lot of off-season training for you and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I mean, so now, like I said, that kind of brought it to light. This is a rebuilding year. Not that like I'm doing this like professional, but it's just fun to do a club series. But now I know how to like really go into a series if I want to compete.
Right.
I've kind of got my foot in the door in a way where I kind of see where I stand. Now I kind of know exactly what I need if I really want to compete, what I got to do, what I got to save, and go from there. So definitely looking forward to. Definitely got to work out. That's for sure. My last race this year was pretty fun. Eli Block passed me going under the treehouse. I think it was under the treehouse at turn 3. Like we were both leaning to the right, and this dude, like I just don't know how he didn't hit me. Like he was so close, but he went by me like a bullet.
Yeah.
And then going over the hill, going down into the bowl. I'm chasing an amateur. Paul Duvall wheelies going over the hill on my right. So like he wheelies past me. When he lands the wheelie, he lands next to the guy I'm chasing.
Oh gosh!
So when they're both about to go up the hill into the bowl, I'm in my head, I'm like, he's not making that, but I know he is, and he did. So I was like, sort of starstruck that race because I just know I was keeping up with a lot of the riders, but I saw a lot of things, man. Aaron Bean went by me. I don't know how he didn't touch me because like he was so close.
Right.
but like I'm riding with the experts, and it was a fun way to end the year. I should say. So
Nah, man. Listen, man. Having
excited to go into the next year with that.
yeah, no, that's always a fun thing. The last round, hanging out with people, chopping it up, and stuff like that. And it's it's a realization that the season is over, and it always goes by fast. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
Like
I remember when it was round one, or even when the classic hit.
Yeah.
I was like, we're just halfway through. And then round 6.
Nah, man, it goes by fast, man. So like I said, I got a couple of months of working out, some track days, and next year's gonna be interesting. I'm working on some cool things. If they work out, next year's gonna be a very education year for me. But it should be fun. So I'm looking forward to it, man. You wanna shout out your sponsors?
Yeah, Hideaway RV Rentals, Official Vortex, Woodcraft Technologies, and J&G Performance always help me out.
No doubt.
Whenever I need some racing parts or place to sleep, bikes to be fixed, anything.
There you go. Don't forget, people, we have a giveaway, B4evaKool giveaway. You can win a Dainese Custom Works suit. The air suit with an airbag in it, custom boots, and stock gloves. So go to the website, B4evaKool.com, and learn more about it. Sign up. The goal of this thing is to help new riders get gear to get to the track sooner than later and be safe while they do it. Also, Workbench Technology, go to Workbench Tech. And we got new merch coming for B4evaKool, so keep it locked and sign up for the mailing list on the website because we got some merch and we got some good giveaways coming up. My name is Rex45.
My name is TJ, with 2 A's and coffee.
Peace.
Peace.